mean, it's been great so far. You know, it kind of has everything you need, especially coming to the Big Ten. You know, there's a jump there, but it's been a great transition so far. The facilities are great, and just everything about it has been good.
You talk about your excitement level of this level now. Did a lot of great things in North Dakota State, a lot of wins, trophies, and so forth.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had a great experience at North Dakota State, so I'm very grateful for that time there. But obviously, trying to bring that winning culture over to here, and I think, especially with Coach Fitzgerald, it's trending in the right direction.
What made you choose Michigan State? What were the draws?
Honestly, Coach Fitzgerald was a big one. Coach Shabaka as well. I'm talking with both of them over the phone. They were some of the early ones that would reach out. So it was good building a relationship early with them. And then just visiting it, I really felt at home. I know one of the selling points, Coach Sheridan might bring it up. We were in a conference and he was like, "You want to see what I do?" And it was him bench pressing 225 for reps. So I know he was excited to pull that video out, but.
Did he pull it up and it was just like...
Yeah, showed me it first time ever meeting him. It was just him lifting 225. So
Sheridan,
awesome.
Yeah,
quarterback.
Yep.
You didn't have any torn allegiances in the basketball tournament a couple weeks ago.
No, I was getting texts from both sides, like who are you rooting for, and I was like, you know what, I'm neutral on this one. So.
Is it nice to be closer to your dad, of course, coaching?
Yeah, no, it's definitely nice, especially not being about 13 hours away or whatever. Now it's just about an hour drive back home. So especially this summer, you get out and just see him coaching, seeing some more of the Lions games, practices, whatever. So that's nice.
When you were growing up, I mean, his dad's an offensive line coach. Was it kind of set that you were going to be in this position group, or what was that relationship like with him and the football side of things?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to play for my mom until 5th grade, but as soon as I started playing in 5th grade, I was already a lineman. But it was really cool, and whenever he was out in Minnesota, I think I was in 5th or 6th grade, he'd take us to the field and we would just do offensive line drills. So as soon as I started playing, I think it was pretty set to just be a lineman from then on.
Where do you consider home, Trent? When you're in the type of family, it's like the military almost moving, where do you consider home?
Yeah, so I really grew up with my mom in Pittsburgh. I got family on that side, so Pittsburgh, Moon Township's really home.
Gotcha.
I guess when you're being recruited in the portal, do you lean on your dad a lot? Because I'd imagine he knows a whole bunch of people here and there about offensive line development. How big of a influence is he in that way?
Yeah, he was definitely a big influence just because of his connections. You know, he can kind of just pick out who he likes, who he doesn't like. Ultimately, it's up to me, but he could guide me, be like, yeah, this guy has produced NFL caliber linemen in the past, or kind of the background of them. So it was definitely good, especially with the connections he has, just talk to other coaches and kind of propel the portal for me. So that was good.
You started at Marshall, right? And then I guess how did that work out where you started there and then North Dakota State, and now you're just kind of what you learned along the way and all that?
No, for sure. So coming out of high school, Marshall was really my biggest offer, but I did like everything there. Went there, wasn't really how I planned it, for the future. So then ended up hitting the portal. North Dakota State reached out, who I did have a relationship coming out of high school with. So ended up going there, had a great time. I think really learned the championship culture and just everything it takes to win. They definitely do that there. And then I just really wanted to go to a bigger stage, play at the highest level possible. That's been a dream of mine as a kid. So yeah, coming here was just a no-brainer.
When Coach Shabaka was up here earlier, you talked about just the intensity that you play with, and talked about the sports science and the sort of workload that you have in practice, and how you're just routinely leading them. I didn't laughing talking about it, but I wonder where you get that from and that sort of drive. When did that develop? Because not everyone has that.
Yeah, I mean, I really think it's just from my dad, to be honest. Growing up with him, it was just tough. I'd say probably old school parenting, not today. But just growing up with him, always pushing me to just work hard. If you're not good at something, just work at it and you'll get better at it. And that's kind of just the mindset that was instilled in me.
Do you get film review from your dad, or does he kind of that?
Yeah,
separate it a little bit, or
sometimes I do. Or it was mainly whenever I make a mistake, I'll hear about it the next day about what happened here, and we'll just make sure that I can clean it up for next time.
So if you make a mistake, you kind of have to go through it twice. Once with the team,
yeah, both with Coach Shabaka, and then I'm sure my dad. I'll hear about it on the phone. So
this group of offensive linemen, what stands out about the group that you joined, and who are some guys that you're sort of close with now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, everybody. We kind of spend a ton of time together, which I think is great. A good thing is we're all old, for the most part, older guys. It's a lot of older guys, so it's kind of unique because we're in our last year for the most part for some of us, and then we all had different experiences. But it's been cool just gelling together. I know Connor Moore, he's another FCS player, so we actually beat them whenever I was at North Dakota State in the championship game. So I like to give them crap about that, but it's been really good just getting to know the guys.
So many new guys too.
Yeah.
Usually the center's a communicator and sort of a unifier. Is that something you've kind of put on your plate just to try to build some cohesion with so many new guys at that unit?
Yeah, I mean, I think a little bit. I mean, honestly, the best part is we all have the same goal, is to just win. There's not really a me attitude by any of the guys. We're all just there. We want to win football games, and that's just what's good with the portal guys, the guys that have been here already, and it's just easily making us come together as a team.
How about the process of learning a new offense? And is there a lot on your plate in this system, would you say? And what's it been like, just trying to get everybody, on one page through 15 practices here?
Yeah, no, I mean, at first, we've been installing practices for a while and going through our installs, so it's been good to really get on a jump of things. But after, today, we're all good. We're still installing plays, and everyone just knows the play as soon as it's said, so it's been really good to just really glue together.
How about Alessio, working with him? What have you taken? What have you observed and just sort of learned about working alongside him?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great so far. He's a young, good quarterback. I know he's kind of transitioning into the leader role. He's definitely a leader on the team and leader of the offense for sure. So I think he's been taking a great step to be the guy, to be the captain for us so far. So.
What's it been like? Is it this year, North Dakota State's jumping up, or next year?
Yeah, it's this year.
This year, what was sort of the vibe and mood around there, as far as you could observe and tell, about making that jump to the highest level after 15 years or whatever of dominating the other level?
No, for sure. So honestly, I know I was only there for 2 seasons, but every summer it was like, oh, NDSU's in talks of moving up, and talking with the guys that have been there, that's kind of been the talk for the past probably 5 or so years. We're moving up, but it's kind of like no one believes it, because even last year there were talks oh, we're really jumping up this year. It didn't happen. So then same thing happened. We're talking, and I'm talking to them who are still there, and they're like, yeah, they say we're moving up, but no one believes it. And then they actually did it. So I know they're excited. I'm happy for them.
As somebody who lived it, what has made that program so successful for so long, you think?
Really,
coaching changes, and all sorts of stuff going on.
I think it's just the culture and the players that build into the culture. The team is so tight there. There's really nothing that can beat the team. There's a saying there. It's like, oh, I'm going to forget it now. The strength of the pride is in the bison, and the strength of the bison is in the herd. So it's really just the team, the culture. There was a strength coach there, Coach Kramer. He's a tough, old school strength coach, and he gets guys who aren't ready for college ready. He turns them into grown men, but he's a great leader and mentor, especially for the guys there to have, and he's somebody that definitely was a reason for all those championships.
What would you like to work on for yourself as you continue this spring into the summer? What are areas that you're fine-tuning at this point?
Yeah, really everything, to be honest. There's everything that can be cleaned up. I'm a hard critiquer on myself. I want to be the best player I can possible. So whether it's pass set, run game, even just the snap, I want to make sure that everything can be perfect in my mind.
Has it been fun learning a new set of teammates?
Yeah,
What's that been like?
It definitely has been. It's been good getting to know all the guys, and just becoming close with them.
What are you looking forward to most about? You talk about wanting to get on the biggest stage. Mm-hmm. You're here now. You're going to play a season. What are you looking forward to about this whole experience that might be different for you?
Yeah, I think really just maybe the game day atmosphere. I think those would be pretty cool to be a part of. Just playing great competition every single week, and you're going to get some of the best players in the country that you're playing against. And I think that would just be a really cool experience to be a part of.
What would you like to get established as an offensive line this last week of the spring? What do you guys want?
I'd love to establish the run. I think that's the most important thing that you can have as an offensive line, and just being dominant downhill is probably the most important thing.
All right, thanks, Trent.
Thanks.